Hey everyone, for the last couple of months, we have been testing some other email platforms and people ask me about it all the time. And I wanted to make a video to talk about the other email platforms. So first, what do I mean by other email platforms? Historically, we have been using regular Google inboxes and regular Outlook inboxes in order to run the campaigns for our agency. And a new player has come into the market that we tested, and I'm pretty happy to report back on the results. So this new player is called Superwave, and what they basically do is they allow you to put most of your inboxes on one domain or two if you want to do that. And then you could set up to 99 inboxes on that domain. And they say that you get, the exact same deliverability as your regular accounts. And so for all the people who have been asking me questions, I wanted to hold off to see that we had been running campaigns for a month so that we could actually report back on the true results, right? And I would have to say that we're basically seeing the same exact results on our Superwave domains as we're seeing on our regular domains, as if we were paying $6 a month per inbox, but now we're just setting it up with Superwave, right? And so for those of you who don't know, Superwave is, setting up these emails for you, and the setup is drastically different than what you're used to with setting up normal accounts. So the normal system that a lot of people use, that we use when we're not using Superwave, is we buy multiple domains. We put 2 inboxes on each domain. We have to set the DNS records for them. We have to set up all the inboxes and get all of those things done. With Superwave, it's super awesome because you can get up to 99 inboxes on one domain. You just purchase one domain. You go to them. You fill out your form, you do everything that you need to do, give them the information, and then they just give you back the inboxes. And they wrote a Python script that just adds them to SmartLead that we use as well. If you're afraid of using Python, just ask ChatGPT. I promise it's all going to work out. I figured it out and I'm not technical. And so it's been really great to be able to use them, because instead I had 2 dedicated people thinking about inboxes, and now we just go to them and we can get our inbox volume set up through them and all of those things. So it's definitely been a good run. I love that we can use one domain and we get all of these inboxes out of it, and we can launch earlier as well. On their website, they say that you can launch the next day. I'm just going to be completely honest. You can launch the next day. What we found is we give it a week to warm up though, and we get really great results doing that. Go with your gut though. Like they tell you to use Spintax, and I just use AI messaging. We don't use Spintax, so maybe I'm doing something wrong here. But I wanted to go through and show you our actual open rates on campaigns that we've been running, so that you could actually see for yourself. And I'll prove it by showing inboxes and things like that for some of the campaigns. So let's jump into that. All right. So I know we just kicked off this campaign and we got 1 positive response. Nobody, give me crap about that. But anyway, I just wanted to show, because we're getting a 78% open rate on this campaign, and it's been running since like January 11th. Not a ton of volume, but I think it still speaks to everything pretty clearly. So you can see that these are Superwave domains because all of them are on the same domain here. And we're just switching the username, right? And so, whoa, jumped around a little bit there. So notice how we have all these open rates. Everything's looking good. We've got a 75 there. We've got a 71 here, a 78, a 79, right? And everything's looking good. And then we compare that to our inboxes, see how these are the Superwave inboxes. These are our regular Google inboxes, and see how we're getting pretty much the same exact results on open rates as our regular Google inboxes over here. So that's the first one I wanted to show. This is just another one, 74% open rate on this one. We have an 81% open rate on this one, 81% open rate on this one. And so some of you might be saying, hey, Eric, you haven't been running the campaigns long enough and the total leads contacted isn't crazy. I completely agree with you. I know. And so this campaign we've been running for quite a while now. We've sent a lot of volume with it. And these are Google inboxes. And if we go down here, these are our Superwave inboxes. And so what you'll notice is we're getting the same exact open rate on our regular Google inboxes as we are with the Superwave inboxes. I don't even, we were getting 70 and 80 on the other ones. I don't even blame them for not getting 70 and 80 on this one, because we're emailing like info at, basic company generic domain.com. So those are just gonna have a lower open rate to begin with anyway. And you'll see across all of them, we're getting the same open rates across everything. completely transparent. That's one domain that we have with them. And we have a second one because we send so much volume for this customer. Everything is showing up here, super transparent, right? And if I scroll back up to the top, these are our Google inboxes, and see how they have basically the same open rate as those. So for everyone who's been asking me about Superwave, we've been running it for, basically a month now. And, the setup is way easier than doing it yourself. And, the results are basically the same as well. So, it's looking pretty good for us, and we're going to keep buying more domains with them.